Right, so I just installed eBay's test kit, and this is going to be a general how to deal with Battleye when you install new mods. Um, so we're going to be using a tool, Eraser1's BE underscore, what is it, underscore AEG. This is an excellent tool. I did it in my infistar video, but I'm going to just download it again, do the demo over. So you need that. And go into downloads. Alright, extract that. Go into your servers folder. Well, not the servers folder, the Battleye, on your C drive where this DayZ server config folder is. Go into Battleye. I like to use this and this, the console. This is the exe, this is the console. It starts the exe. I like to do it like this. So copy those over to your Battleye folder. And when you install a new mod, you're going to get people come on the forums and even on my YouTube channel. They say, I got kicked for this. It says script restriction 0, okay? So what you do is go into these Battleye filters, especially scripts.txt. You will get kicked for all kinds of shit. And you notice that they're all set to 5, which is kick. In my other video, I had eBay's guide to Battleye filters. I'll put that one in here. You need to read through that to understand what this shit means. But these are keywords that it's kicking for in the scripts. All of these exceptions are the stuff that's in DayZ Epoch. So when you install it and start the game, you don't get kicked for scripts. But when you add other things to your server, you have to add the exceptions for that code if it's client side. So you just put your cursor here in front of that first 5, hit this macro button on Notepad++, that starts recording, and you're going to hit the delete key on your keyboard, hit the 1, hit the home key, and hit the down arrow, and then stop, and then just play this all the way down. See, it's changing all those 5s to 1s. Right there. Okay, change all of them to 1s. If you know that just pay attention to what you got kicked for, because it tells you which file you should be looking in. If it says script restriction whatever, look in scripts.txt, right? Some of these will have log files. That's where you can look to see what you got kicked for. Some stuff just gets logged, some of it is an actual kick. Okay, so public variable.txt is another popular one that you get kicked for. It'll always be line 0, it says, like, let's see, public variable restriction number 0. When you look at this, it says number 0, but there's no 0 line in Notepad++, and line 1 has the comment. So 0 is actually 2, so whatever number you see in there, add 2 to it. So 0 plus 2, you're on line 2. And you'll just go to the end and add an exception in here. Kind of look at how they do it here. This is, they're using regex to group that shit together, but you see here's 1. So if you were getting kicked for this variable, let's just say an example, right? Let's just say it said public variable restriction number 0, and then it gave you this in parentheses. So you would just take this, go to the end, put a space there, exclamation point equals, and then paste that. That's all you would have to do. That was in my infistar video as well. But this mod, the test kit doesn't have any public variables that you can get kicked for. They're all built in. You will get kicked for create vehicle if you try to spawn certain items like backpacks and shit. That all this stuff that's in game has exceptions. So if you try to spawn shit that's not in game, you will get kicked. And so what I do right away is I just change that to a 1. And I don't think you have to do anything else in here other than if you spawn buildings, maybe the land. But I don't think that test kit has that stuff. But we're going to change line 2 to 1. And scripts.text was already changed. Everything else is good in here. Some of these you rarely see kick. Team switch.text. Only hacks use that shit. Nothing in Epoch uses this. That's why there's no exceptions here. Set position, I think that. Yeah, those are the zombies. Some of this other shit. Right. But when you see it says like add backpack cargo number 0 or something, you'll go in here and find it. But anyways, just do what I did there. Change these all to 1, change that line 0 there to 1, and go into start up your mod. Just start up the damn thing and then let it start logging shit. So let me go in and start up the game, and I'm logging in with these admin tools, and it will start logging stuff. I don't know why Arma 2 is being so slow, but something about the new patch is making it slow, I think. Okay. So you can start up, once your client has started, then you can start your server. If you're doing it this way. If you're doing a LAN server, you can start at any time. Or a dedicated server on a remote. First time logging after you start the server is kind of slow. Okay. So you can see in the lower left it says loading tilde to open test kit. So this is eBay's test kit. This is the dialogue for it. And you got your own debug monitor right here. So let's see what it did. Just loading into this with this new mod, it'll start logging shit. Let me looks like I'm already gonna get attacked by zombies, so hit tilde, put on invulnerable and zombie free. That's a zombie shield, okay? And go into where your Battleye is, and you see it's starting to log stuff. These would all be kicks, except for I think compile was a 1 and exec VM was a 1, but everything else you see here, you'd be getting kicked for this shit. It would say script restriction, or it would be the first one, script restriction number 15, and it would have this. You know, you're getting kicked for that. So that's what this tool is going to be good for. I'll show you how to do it manually, but with that tool, it's a cakewalk, especially without infistar. So let's just go ahead and start turning on these tools. When you install a mod and you're going to make Battleye filters for it, you do everything that the mod does. You go, like if you install ZSC, you're going to go to, you know, put coins in the safe and take them out and do transactions. Everything you can do with that mod, you do it, and then you go check scripts.txt and see what kind of logs it generated. And if it's got a public variable involved, you know, then you're going to set this. If you know there's a public variable, set this to a 1 and then see what it's logging. Scripts.log has been modified. Yeah. So open these tools up. Start. There's a box I just spawned over there. All right. Server's being slow. Yeah, okay, just a box full of stuff. These are the admin tools that, if you're watching after the install, these admin tools are pretty cool. They're really lightweight. You can mark stuff on the map. Don't hit respawn. That's a suicide script. Okay, so let's see what else we got. 22 kilobytes so far. Yeah, it's still logging stuff. So just keep working whatever mod you got. Do everything in game you can. Let's look at the map. Oh, it's taking a long time. Okay. So it marked all the vehicles, all the veins, where there's supply crates. There's a supply crate there. You can turn this stuff off. Right, turn stuff off, turn stuff on, and turn it off, just to see if just to get it to log stuff, to get it to log these scripts. I have the standard gear because I already did a test with this, but standard gear will give you the machine gun and everything in the backpack. So is there a remove? Oop, that's not what I want. It's the tilde key. Is there a remove gear? I don't know, let me do a suicide. Respawn is suicide. Okay, there's a respawn. Invulnerable. Teleport. You can do the 5 key, does the fast walk. 6 is a jump. Bunny hops, I guess you call those. Okay, and then you can do open the map. Do a left alt and left click. Teleport. Just give myself that standard gear. Right, gives you. This is stuff to use to test the mods. I just give yourself gear. Zombie free, zombie safe. Turn them on, turn them off, and create vehicle. Whoop. Plane. Okay. Unlock it. Let's dump the key. I think isn't there a recover key? I'm not sure. Yeah, the U key will unlock the vehicle and add a new key to your tool belt. Good. There's a delete key. If you want to know what the keys are, open up this and scroll all the way down. It says show hotkeys. Right, there's a test script. If you go into that test kit, there's a test.sqf that you can put code in and run your script, and it has a diagnostic log to tell you how fast it ran. You can run code here. What is this? U6? Yeah, that's to fast up, I guess you call it. Fast forward, delete, and tilde to open. So yeah, let's look. Okay, see the fog in the distance? Yeah. Just a basic thing you can do. You can run code here. You can just copy paste your code into there, or like set view distance, 5,000. There, see, now I've set my view distance to 5,000. So you can run code right in that box, or you can hit F8 to run the code. Okay, this gives you a report of how fast it ran. I think it tests for errors too. But again, Battleye filters, you wanna, there's sunny weather, there's shitty weather, rainy, right? Nighttime, daytime. Server commands, yeah. You select your name. This is view my own gear. If there's another player, you can view their gear. And is there a vehicle nearby? I guess I could mark vehicles. There's a green SUV, so left click, left alt. Whoop, I gotta turn teleport on. Teleport's on. Left alt, left click. Green SUV. Fuck it up. Get in the car. It's pretty fucked. So you're gonna go hit that, and then go to, I'm gonna get zombie free. You select the player. You want to repair the vehicle. There you go, repaired vehicle. Give yourself meds. Okay. Whoop. This debug cam. That's spectate player, right? Spectate player, free cam. And it gives you the instructions. Tilt. Turn. Okay, and you right click to get out of it. That will generate a lot of logs. Let's see. So you go through all the tools, change clothes. You change it anything you want. Now some of these will kick you. Create vehicle. Let's see. Let's see if I can get myself kicked. I guess it's not going to kick me for that. Let's see. Looks like I'm not going to get kicked. Oh, that's because I changed my create vehicle to 1, didn't I? Create vehicle log. Here we go. Okay, see where it says number 0? It would be kicking me for this stuff. So if you want to whitelist this stuff, grab everything quote to quote, go into your create vehicle.txt, hit the N key, space, exclamation point equal. There you go. Now this is white, made an exception for, just like these. Same thing goes for if you spawn in like an Apache helicopter and you fire a missile, that's also create vehicle. You get kicked. You have to make an exception for that. What else do we have here? I've pretty much gone through all the tools, I think, didn't I? Add weapon. I don't want to add a weapon. I already have a weapon. Yeah, this has a lot of stuff in it. Go up and then double click here. Good admin tools anyway, basic stuff. If you got skill, you can add extra scripts to it, modify this. But this is the admin tools. I like them. Now let me show you how to deal with Battleye, and you could do it right as you're in game. Let me make sure I have invulnerable. Okay, good. You don't have to shut off the server. You can do it right in game with this Archon tool. Let's turn on the Archon tool. I showed this. There's a video how to install this BRC Archon tool. You run it right from this exe. It'll take a second for it to get ready. Okay, there it goes. And since I'm connecting on my own gaming machine, right, this is the loopback IP. If you're connecting to a remote server, you do it that way. This is compatible with both Arma 2 and Arma 3. I have Arma 2 selected. You can buy a premium version of this. I think it's $15. You get extra stuff. It's actually, it looks like it's worth the money to me. Archon port is the same as game port. I think Arma 3, you can have a different Archon port. Password, remember, is going to be in your Battleye folder in this BE server config. Right, there's your Archon password. Don't have a bullshit password like this. Have something difficult if you're doing a public server, because somebody else could use a tool like this and fuck with your server. So once you got this stuff entered, then you hit connect. And so I'm connected to my server. You can see me. I can right click and kick, ban, all that shit. But what I want to do is use the execute so I can reload scripts.txt. And that's the only one you can reload, but that's the one that requires the most work. So once you've got a log going here, you've gone through all of your tools or whatever features of your mod, then you double click. You can either double click here, or I like to run it with the console, this batch file. So you need to have this and this in the same folder as that. So you can do it offline if you want. You don't have to do it right in here. And don't do this on a live server with players on it, because they might be running hacks and you'll be making exceptions for their hacks. Do it on a, watch my video how to make an Epoch server right on your gaming machine or on a LAN server. And then just run this. You used to have to do these freaking manually. So it generated 77 exceptions. And it did it in seconds, which is amazing. So your scripts.log now is empty. So you can delete that. And everything's been added as exceptions in your scripts.txt. Do you remember what I did? If you watched my infistar video, it pulls it into its own thing that you can actually delete if you want. But this is the exceptions that it generated. And you could do these manually. You see how let's pull up this. Okay, so this was the first thing you would have got kicked for, was number 15. You see how it put backslashes in front of these double quotes, and it put that in front. So if you're going to do it manually like the old way, you would put a double quote or a exclamation point, equal sign, and then this is the opening double quote, and then this is the ending double quote. Every other double quote in there, you would have to put an escape, right? That slash does the escape, and you have to escape this directory, this backslash, so you have to escape that too. Otherwise, it won't work, right? This is what it would look like if you did it manually. And you see that it's pulled everything all up in one line. So if I was to do this manually, I would go put my cursor, let's do this one because it's got bunch lines. I'd put my cursor in here. I'd hit the N key, \N, which indicates next line, and then hit delete. That brings the stuff up from that line. So I'm going to bring this line up too. So again, I'm going to hit end, \N, delete, and then do it one more time. We got one more line, and \N, delete. So everything is all one line, just like here. And then you would have to manually go in here and make slashes for these double quotes. Okay, and then you could copy this whole thing over and put a exclamation point and an equal sign in front of it and put it on line 17, because remember it's that plus 2, because there's no line 0 and line 1 was a comment. But this does it for you. It's so damn easy. I just made 77 exceptions so fast with, you know, doing nothing. And then you can see it detects duplicates. It makes just cake work out of this. In fact, most of the shit you're seeing is duplicates. See that? It's brilliant. So if you get more, then it will append this and it will make a new session here. But so you could just stop and restart your server and it would reload these. You can edit these, but these are not in game yet. This updated one is not in game. So you use the Archon tool, execute, to reload the scripts.txt. And it only does scripts.txt because these other ones, the exceptions you have to make are very easy and there's not many of them. Scripts.txt is the most difficult. See, it was making logs. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. Okay, so I've reloaded this scripts.txt now. Let's go back in game. Right, turn stuff on, turn off, spawn a box. Vehicles. I'm not going to respawn. Add new gear. Toggle this off. Right, just toggle this stuff on and off. Add backpack. This one is some of these aren't in game, so if you spawn this, it will give you a create vehicle kick. So you have to add an exception for those. But like this one, these are in game. Right? Those are all in game. Add magazine. Can, you know, give myself a M9SD mag, I guess. But if it's not in game, you'll probably get kicked for it. Create vehicle, you know, Apache. You can spawn any vehicle. Change clothes. Okay. Unlock Apache. Let's dump the key. Well, let me go lock Apache. And let me dump this key. And then when you unlock it by pressing the U key. Okay, that's unlocked now, and I got a new key in my belt. I can hit the delete key, right? I can delete that. What was the other ones? Go in here and look at the hotkeys. Right, F8 to test script. I already did that. You have teleport toggled on. Make sure you have invulnerable on too. You can fast. You can Test all the tools so it generates logs. Yeah, man, do everything in game, right? Refuel. Daytime, nighttime, rainy, sunny. Oop, got overloaded it. Daytime. Okay, so I've run through all the tools. Let's see if it generated more logs. Let's see what we got here. Looks like we got 2 more. 3 more. So let me run the tool again. And I see it says 4. And if you go in here, it will tell you what the 4 is that it made. You see right here, there's a new session. So it made that one, that one, that one, and that one. The rest of them are dupes. Okay, now I can reload this new scripts.txt. Right in game. And open up this again. Respawn, I'm going to skip it. Toggle. Off, off, off. Let's have shitty weather, fuck it. Change clothes. Just go through all the tools over and over again so you generate logs if there's going to be some. Magazine. Give myself an M9SD mag for no reason. Add backpack, of course. Okay, let's see. If you are going to have a militarized server, and where's the pilot? And if you're going to run, let me see if I can, yeah, see, create vehicle restriction 13. What was that? That must be for a bomb or something. Whatever that is, high energy, whatever, it must be some kind of a bomb or something. So number 13 means line 15. So let's grab that. Looks like 0. I'm at that 0 as well. If you want to run militarized server and have this kind of stuff on your server, then you have to add exceptions for it. So line 15 is CRV7, is that what it is? Yeah, CRV7. Right, it's kicking for that. So, that's how you add an exception. You have to restart the server in order for these to take effect. And remember, you have to add it to line 0 as well. Kick you for both. There's a reason why they're filtering that shit, because they don't want, you know, regular Epoch doesn't have those militarized vehicles. Here's scripts.log. What do we got? Nothing. Oh, I forgot to delete the other one. So there's nothing. I'm not generating any more logs anymore. So once you get done where you're not generating any more logs, for scripts.log, then you can change these. Whoop, what am I doing? I would like to delete that. Go into scripts.txt and change all these back to a 5. Then it'll start kicking for unauthorized scripts, right? So put your cursor there, record, delete, 5, home, down arrow, stop it, and then play it. Change those all back to a 5. The default scripts.txt has exec_vm and compile as a 1, but you can change them to a 5. Right, I changed everything back to a 5. And then I'm going to reload with my Archon tool. So now it will start kicking. Right, so every time you add a new mod to your server, change all those things to 1s, run it, do everything in game that mod does, check your logs, add your exceptions, and then change them back to a 5. So if I go in here to the tools, and start doing all this stuff, I should not get kicked. I almost respawn. Right, I can turn them on, turn them off, and I'm not getting kicked. I left that helicopter running? How did I end up over here? Okay, so there we go. Okay, that's all you do for Battleye filters, especially scripts.txt, which is the biggest pain in the ass. Just do it that way with that tool. Works good. That's it for this video. That's the admin tool, or eBay's test kit, light admin tools, plus how to do Battleye filters.